Hi everyone, this is Charles Harper, and I'm here with Simon Wood. And Simon is going to be here, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit today about working with what I call chatbot technology, but it's really a lot more than that. I'm going to kind of let him kind of lead us through what we can do with these things, because you probably understand it as a Facebook Messenger bot. And what he's talking about is a little bit more than that. Simon, welcome.
Hi there. Thank you very much for having me. It's really good to join you today.
Simon, okay, so I find all of this, putting it all together, a little bit, I work with ManyChat, and it was not necessarily all that straightforward in terms of setting it up so that it would help me to make sales. At the end of the day, that's what I'm looking to do. And I
Sure.
know that you have an application that does a little bit more and simplifies it. Can you tell us first about what Conversio Bot is, and then secondly, how it simplifies that whole process of engaging people to get them to take some action?
Sure. So first of all, our chatbot is slightly different in that ours is a website only chatbot. So what we do is our chatbot will sit on your website, normally in the bottom right-hand corner, but sometimes the bottom left-hand corner. It will sit there much like a live chat widget. And what it does, it basically engages with any site visitors and warms them up into taking some sort of action that you want them to take. So when we have a website, we normally have a number of goals that we want people to hit when they land on our website, either through completing a sale, either through giving us their contact details so that we can market to them further down the line, or it might be that we want them to generate a booking so that we can go out and meet them at an appointment and try and get their business. There's a number of actions that you would want people to take. And historically, there's a number of marketing methods, I suppose, that you have on your website to drive these kind of actions. For example, we're very used to seeing opt-in forms on landing pages or websites where you're wanting people to hand over their name and their email address. People become very used to that. And the static content is something that your eyes almost glaze over now because you're so used to seeing it. And I know people try and have them pop up in pop-ups and all that kind of stuff. But actually, we can now do this through a chatbot where it's just a conversation. And really, this is known as conversational marketing. And that is because all of us now interact with our friends and our family through messaging apps like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or SMS or whatever. And a chatbot is basically taking that and using it to your website's advantage. So it's having a conversation with your visitors in a format that they're very used to. And let's not forget that most people now visit you on their mobile. So when they open a chatbot on their mobile, it takes up their entire screen, much like a normal messaging app would. So they're in their normal comfort zone when you're communicating with them. And you're just able to interact with them and, like I say, warm them up into taking the action that you want them to take. If they're looking at a form on a page, they've got to actually see the form first, and then they've got to think it's a good idea for me to enter my details in there. Whereas when we're engaging with a chatbot, it almost happens in reverse. You're just having a conversation. If a chatbot asks you for your name, you're not in a negative frame of mind. You're just going through the processes. But also, in some cases with a form, we might want more than name and email. We might want to know their business name or, what their interests are. And there might be 10 different questions on a form. Now, when you see that on a page, it's quite daunting. And you think, I can't be bothered to do that now. But with a chatbot, you only ever ask one question at a time. So you can't see the full conversation. So you're just going through it. And it's just a much easier, more enjoyable, interactive way of communicating with your visitors. And I'll say, it's not just about collecting lead information. It might be about driving immediate sales. You might be offering some kind of discount or incentive to get people through to the checkout and obviously purchase something. It might be, like I say, that you want to arrange people to come down and have a test drive of your cars because you're selling cars, or you want to meet them to have a look at their property to get it on the market. There's all sorts of different uses that you can do it. And you can automatically generate bookings and have it interact with your calendar. So yeah, it's just a complete, like we say, we call it conversational marketing because it is marketing done in a very conversational way.
So I'm thinking of two things, and I'm going to talk about the first thing first. somebody comes to my website, and typically I'm going to be asking people if they want to learn what I'm teaching, or if they want to take my content and use it to teach. So if they
Yep.
came to my website, is there a way for me to say, are you interested in learning or teaching? And can we have the bot do something and ask the person that and then direct them in the way that we want them to go?
I mean, absolutely. Depending on exactly how you want this to work. So let's say, for example, you had a number of different courses. So somebody comes to your site and you've got 10 courses that you could offer them. Now, normally it's down to them to go and have a look at all these different courses. Which course do I want to promote? Which course, is most in line with what I currently know or what I'm comfortable with? But they have to go and work that out for themselves. With a chatbot, again, you can turn that round. The chatbot can ask questions to qualify the visitor so that the chatbot tells the visitor what kind of course it wants, or what kind of course it wants to promote. So by preloading some questions into the chatbot, you're basically qualifying that person that lands on your site so that you're telling them what they need rather than them asking themselves what they need.
Right.
So to answer your question, absolutely. There isn't really a website that couldn't do with having a chatbot of some kind. Whatever your website's goal is, a chatbot can help you achieve that target.
So if I'm let's say a consultant, and let's say that I've got a buddy of mine who is a plumber. And so if I were to put one of these things on the site that I do for him,
Yeah.
he would then maybe say, could I do something like somebody comes to the site and I ask them if they have an emergency right now. The bot
Yep.
will ask them, and then I can direct them to do something if they need to get a hold of me like right now, or
Yep.
if they have something that they need, they can talk to me later about. Is that something I can do with the bot?
Absolutely. And actually, we have over 80 templates now, chatbot templates that are basically ready-made chatbots. They're completely done for you. And one of those templates is the exact example you're talking about. So in the case of a plumber, they can install this chatbot on their site. It's a copy and paste installation process, takes about 5 seconds. And that chatbot does exactly that. So one of the first questions it will ask the visitor is, do you have an immediate emergency? If the visitor says yes, then it takes them down a flow of the chat that would basically say, ring this number now, and that will come straight through to me. But if they say, no, it's not an emergency, then it will take them down an alternative flow of the chat where it's more about delivering the services that I offer. Would you like to make a booking for me to come round and quote you for the job that you want done? So it really is dependent, like I say, depending on what the visitor wants. If they want immediate assistance, you can give them that without giving your phone number out to everybody if that's not what you want to do. If you want to do a soft sell to them for later on, you can do that. If you want to say to them, look, if you give me your details, I'll give you a call back in a couple of hours' time and we can discuss your problem, then they can put their details in, they'll come through to you, and you can just ring that person back at your leisure. So it's about, the way I always think of it is you're providing the content in the chatbot, and your site visitor is providing their experience within that chatbot. So they're only ever going to see the content that is relevant to them. And so, yeah, like I say, if you haven't got an emergency and you don't need to see my number now, you won't see it.
So you're walking people through. I know you just talked about templates. So you're making it so that somebody, and again, I want to go back to the beginning because I actually have ManyChat and I don't use it mainly because it puts my brain on overload to try to think through what I have to do. And one of the things I've noticed about your interface is it looks like it's intuitive, that even if I don't necessarily think in terms of code, I can kind of get through this process either if I use a template or not.
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing to say is I'm not a technical person, Charles. I sort of have a aversion to things that are too technical, and it is very easy. It's drag and drop. It's all sort of click and drag, however you want to call it. I think if I spent 5 minutes with somebody, not even that, showing them, it's so intuitive they'd be able to do it for themselves from there. And like I say, we do have a number of templates that is completely done for you. You don't even have to think about it. So yeah, it's a very, very simple process. There is no coding elements at all. I mean, it is all just typing content and, you know, clicking a box and dragging a box, and that's pretty much it. So it is very, very simple, very intuitive, and it is something, I know people would say this all the time, but my 6-year-old niece would probably pick it up. I've seen her on an iPad, and she would probably pick this up quite quickly.
Yeah, you know, let me throw another something at you. Now, I do a lot of interviews, and sometimes somebody will come to, let's say, one of my sites in order to book themselves. But what I would like to be able to do is to kind of ask them a few questions before they book an appointment. Now, is that something? If I hear you right, I could have it ask somebody, you know, do we need to have are you ready to book now, or do you need to have a conversation with me so we can kind of get some logistics straight? Is that something I can take this the Conversio bot in order to kind of help me to segregate these people to get the people that I need to have that conversation with versus the people who just need to book an interview?
Yeah, I mean, it can break this down to whatever level you want. So let's say, for example, you're offering one-on-one sessions with yourself that people can book immediately through a chatbot, but you're only interested in speaking to people who like the color red. Well, you can qualify these people as you're going through the chat, and you can ask them questions. Obviously, you don't want to make it too long because people might drop out, but you know, you can ask a question. You know, what's your favorite color? And anybody who types red, well, you only have to. You know, if somebody clicks red, then they go through to book an appointment with you, and everybody else doesn't. So you can qualify your leads however you want them to. If there's a group of people who like blue and you wanted to have a bit more of a detailed chat with them before they made a booking, then you can separate those into a separate little funnel and deal with them how you want to deal with them. And anybody who likes any other color, you can just ignore if you want to. It's completely down to you. You can qualify every visitor who lands on your site so that you're only dealing with the people who are the exact type of people that you want to deal with.
No, that's cool. So you've got all the training inside so that somebody can kind of get started right away. And I guess, you know, the other thing I was kind of thinking about is there are probably, I'd say 60% of the people that are going to be listening to this, they're into WordPress. There are probably another 40% of the people, they're into HTML. And I'm guessing that you've got ways for both of them to be able to put this on their site.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing to say is for any site, it works, and it is just literally a little short line of code that you copy and paste in before your closing head tags, and that would be familiar for people who have an HTML site. And we also have a WordPress plugin, which installs just like any WordPress plugin. You can set it up in literally just a couple of minutes. And obviously that will control a chatbot as well. So we have both those options that you talk about are covered. And as I say, the installation process takes about 20 seconds, something like that, 30 seconds.
Now, you know, people are going to stumble on this. You know, it's going to be on YouTube and other places. They might find it soon after we did this. I'm guessing then in terms of pricing, the most favorable pricing is not going to be indefinite. Would I be accurate if I said that?
Yeah, I think that would be accurate. I mean, we're running a promotion at the moment, so we are doing one-time pricing at the moment. Most chatbots on the market are a monthly subscription. So we're currently, the pricing structure that we've got is not going to be got any cheaper. So yeah, this is a very good promotion at the moment that we're offering.
Yeah, and so eventually though, it could be that somebody comes across this and you're going to be asking them to pay monthly, obviously.
Yeah, there's going to be an element of a subscription. It may not be that we charge the full thing on a monthly basis, but it may well be that we break down and charge you for the number of chats. So you have a limited number of chats per month, and if you go over that, then you have to buy more. But at the moment, anybody who gets in won't have any kind of subscription payments at all. It'll all be one-time payment.
No, that's awesome. Okay, well, you know, man, that really, you know, I'm really kind of excited about this. I think because, again, of the ease, and I think what I'm looking for personally, and I know other people who use ManyChat, is really something that would kind of help us to get off the sidelines of sort of looking at this and then really getting in and start using it. So let's say somebody gets started right away. Let's say somebody gets it. what can they do to kind of get something up and running quickly?
So completely depends on what you're trying to achieve. Obviously, if you're a website owner and you're looking to increase conversions or of some kind on your site, whether it be a sale or a lead, then like I mentioned, we do have ready, done for you templates that you can literally in a couple of clicks get on your site and start using those to achieve whatever kind of goals you want to increase on your website. But there are other ways to generate revenue using chatbots. For example, right now, selling chatbots is very, very hot. So anybody who either does maybe some SEO work and they want an upsell to that, or does some kind of digital agencies and they want an upsell something else to offer their clients, then chatbots are the perfect kind of thing because they are very current. You know, they're very hot at the moment, and a lot of people are looking for them. So it's a nice add-on for anybody who's got any existing clients that they do work for. But also, we do offer an agency license, which is kind of like a chatbot agency in a box, really, where you can set up your own chatbot agency, and we offer you a lot of content to help with that. So just to have a, I know we're sort of going a little bit off tangent, but just in terms of how you can monetize chatbots. So just to have a very, very quick chat about what the agency license give you.
Yeah.
We offer a completely done for you agency, a chatbot agency website, full with content that you can edit as you want, and it has got a chatbot on it as well. We also, actually one thing I would say about the website, which is a really important feature, is that you have the ability to add a chatbot portfolio. You can put any chatbots from our templates or any that you want to build yourself on there as a way to show potential clients how they work. Because really with chatbots, the showing people is much easier than explaining it to people. So you get a completely done for you website. We also give you sales templates like a sales proposal, email sequences, and all that kind of stuff that we've used to generate sales ourselves. And within that as well, you get 50 sub-user accounts. So you can have up to 50 sub-user accounts for your clients, so that all of their bots can be in unique accounts. All of the data, all of the analytics collected by the bots is all in separate accounts, making it much easier for you to manage for each of your clients. And of course, we offer additional training on selling chatbots. So we show you the complete process of how to find clients, how to approach clients. You don't have to pick up a phone if you don't want, so it's not going to be anything like that. And like I say, we provide all sorts of sales templates to help that happen as well. So it's not just about what you can do to generate more revenue on your own website. Of course, chatbots are great for that. That's why we're here. But as another thing, if you do have some kind of agency or you're interested in starting your own chatbot agency, then we provide you with all of the tools to do that as well.
Man, that's awesome. Man, Simon, man, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to kind of talk to us about this. I can really envision what it would be like, even if I'm not considering myself to be a consultant, but even if I just came across somebody who needed one, if I have the agency license, I can offer them the service. And so you're saying that they're then going to have a sub-account. They'll have their own account within my account, if I understand you right.
Yes, you can basically create an account much like you've got for your client. Obviously, you are the parent account for that sub account, but you can create a number of accounts for your client or clients.
Very cool. Very cool. Everybody, this has been Simon Wood. We're talking about ConversioBot. And again, depending on when you're listening to this, it's only going to be available at the pricing that's most favorable for a limited time. You're going to see a link right below here in the description area. I'm going to suggest you go ahead and take a look at it and get it, and then get in there and start using it. If you're an agency, you're already using something like this, this is a great addition to offering your existing services. So everybody, again, thank you for hanging out with me. Simon, again, thank you for hanging out and telling us about ConversioBot. Everybody, thank you very much. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.